Peace, 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 family. I trust that you all are enjoying every single breath that you're inhaling and relaxing on every single exhale. Correct?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Somebody climbed those. But around here it should be a good amount. It looked like somebody actually cleaned up a good amount. Usually there's just like little green ones all over the place. It looked like somebody, as I did some things, probably these people that are having a blast here. So yeah, everybody's having a blast here in Hawaii to a certain extent. Obviously, you can't be in paradise if you're not internally in paradise. That's where the real heavens are at. But you know, it's really all about really finding that stillness and that silence, and then taking that with you, that amount of consciousness with you throughout wherever you go in the five senses, what is called the body and the mind, which are pretty much one and the same. But this video specifically is about enjoying the abilities to have your mind sunk into your body and unifying mind and body, so that you can get fed and charged, you know, energetically or systematically, you know, with your cellular body, your mitochondrial body, you know, your ATP body, that can literally be fed. And there's an ability to feed your body with your mind, because I knew somebody cleaned it up in here. How's it going? Aloha. Because your mind can have high frequency, and that high frequency in your mind is all that's actually needed to feed the ATP that feeds the mitochondria. All right. When I say feed, I kind of just mean charge up, because pretty much what happens is when you eat food, that's one form of chi. That's one of the 32 forms of chi is food. And what happens is you're able to break it down into a liquid, into a gas, into a plasmic vapor, which is abstracting the light out of it. So if you can abstract the light out of life already with the mind and the high frequency that the mind witnesses in life, then you can feed the body. You can feed the whole body all that great energy. You can sink more and more of the mind into the body and let the body absorb the mind. Yeah, look over there, you can kind of get in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's its own mermaid pond. For sure. All right, family. So that's what this one's about. You know what I mean? Like, literally the base of most of the cultivation-based spiritual arts are based in not just the sensory, you know, prana or chi flow, feeling it through the body. That's a great part of it. But, you know, that's not the cultivation aspect of it. That's just the stimulation aspect of it, which is cool because it can like literally replace drugs and food and all this other stuff. But to get to a point where you're really feeding off the most bioefficient source of light, you'd have to get that directly from the mind itself, where the body lives at. So one thing this is called reversing the light. So you have this light reality that your eyes and your ears and everything is seeing and hearing, But inside of yourself, you have infinite parallels that have infinite realities, or what we call infinite dreams. Because how many dreams have you dreamt in this lifetime alone? You know, every single night you're dreaming a lot of dreams, right? So you have infinite parallels that you're going into infinite timelines inside of, and you can actually go inside and live all those dreams in the internal meditative space. This is, you know, we're talking true sovereignty here, where you don't even have to be a part of this dream anymore. You have the remote control at that point to be a part of any dream. And then obviously you can gain as much wisdom soul wise in those other astral travels. And when we say travels, it's more like flipping the channel, flipping the switch. You can gain wisdom in those lucid channel flippings and travels. But regardless, in all of those dreams, you have a body and then there's light. And what feeds, a lot of people do say that they don't actually eat in those dreams. It's like rare that they ever eat those dreams. It's because there's a certain degree of, when you're lucid dreaming and you're astral traveling, there's a certain degree of knowing that this is all just one big light emanation transmission coming from a source of the light. And so it's easy to stay in tune with not even thinking about the body needing any nutrients or anything like that, because there's already a understanding that the projector of the dream is already the source of the energy from the dream. So the body can be seen as the actual source of energy in this dream as well, if we know how the eyes work, if we know how the oculus work, if we know how the ears work, how pretty much when you reverse the light and you reverse the consciousness back into the brain, you see how the brain works. You see that this brain is being holographically transmitted from a non-local place. And so you get to witness, you reverse the light, how from this non-local place, you are creating the whole reality. You are the God of the whole reality, just like you are in every single dream. Because without you projecting that dream, would it ever exist? No. And so that's pretty much the source within inside of us, the God within inside of us. Each individually can tap into each other's infinite parallels and live out certain wisdom-based experiences. And we can turn this one specifically into a great wisdom-based experience. Really relax into it and make it make sense. So let me show y'all the beautiful views. The beauty views. So, I mean, I'm about to get splashed by one of these. I feel it coming. Right. So, what I'm getting at is that the more that you can tap into that meditative aspect of practicing reversing the light, which I call the foundations of Neidan, you know, really creating the elixirs inside of yourself and the golden flower inside of yourself, right? The golden flowers, the elixirs inside of yourself. You are being able to see more and more with the Buddha mind, the mind that understands the mind. When we talk about the Buddha mind, we're talking about a mind that really understands the overall mind that you live in, that the body is projecting. So, if this makes sense to y'all, you know, go ahead and comment something to give some confirmation that it makes sense. Go ahead and be able to share this with people to make sure that they understand the simplicities of the holographic universe isn't something that everybody's gonna get because they haven't put in the work, the shin gong, to the consciousness skill to just fully understand the holographic universe just yet. But anybody can tap into it. Anybody can tap into it with enough practice, with enough internal alchemy. We all have bodies that have enough charge and work off enough light that anybody can utilize that light, power their actual lower contents, so that they're healthy enough, increase the amount of chi that is flowing throughout the body by having more and more elasticity in the fascia and chi flowing through that elasticity in the fascia, that when the breath is breathed and created into spirit fire, i.e. more light and more electricity through the circulation of the fluids and everything that's being pumped by the breath, then there's more and more ability to create more and more light. More light creates more consciousness and spirit fire from that breath. And the more consciousness and spirit fire creates more soul wisdom, so that the soul can understand more and more how simple it is to be one with the light. Alright? And being one with the light is pretty much, following the way of nature in general. That nature has an ability for us to grow and for God to understand, remember itself fully more and more with this body, and be able to, be needless, because it's the God of the dream. And that means that, what is the point for the dream is the same thing of eating nowadays. Is practically all for pleasure. It's all for entertainment. It's all for enjoyment. That's the only reason you're here in this suffering mind, is to understand the depths of pleasure and pain, to get beyond that threshold, to get back to your actual nature of peace, joy, and bliss, and experience this parallel, getting consciousness with other parallels, and really embrace the immortality that comes with that. That immortality is on a mind and body level, and it's to be grown, it's to be cultivated. The senses feeling behind it is great, but it is to be cultivated. It is to be a matter of stillness and being one with the light, and being one with the darkness, being one with the silence and the emptiness. It's pretty much when you're empty enough from all your karmas and your attachments to this dream that you're in right now as the creator of, then get to experience how potent the light really is, and how, if you reverse it back into where all the senses of this reality are coming from, you get to actually use that light to go into different parallel universes and actually experience immortality from the same witness consciousness that your uniqueness has been, a part of, as like, a cell, even like an electron in the whole body of Allah, of God, of the Great Mother and such. And every single breath that you take will be a charging up breath that brings in chi to convert into spirit-like fire, and every single exhale will relax your nervous system, so it relaxes the whole reality that you're creating. That's gone. Being a creator is as simple as your inhale and your exhale. God is as simple as the inhale and the exhale. The masculine form of God is the inhale, creating the yang spirit energy, and the inhale is creating the yin soul energy, that relaxing energy. Oh wow, that's a beautiful sound. So this is part one. I'll make a part two to this. Stay tuned.